Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Like I said in the previous video, I will be doing the December 2021 Apocabox unboxing. If you're not familiar with Apocabox, it is put on by a man named Kooksa. He is a survivalist teacher. He had a show on the Weather Channel called Fat Guys in the Woods, which is kind of exactly what it sounds like. He would take some guys that really didn't have a clue what they were doing out into the wilderness and teach them how to survive. Pretty cool. This guy has a pretty cool job. This box is bi-monthly. It is $50 every 2 months, so that comes out $25 a month, plus $10 for shipping, flat rate for shipping. This is different than most of the other subscription boxes because this doesn't give you just, like Tech Pack gives you the AR parts. Battle Box gives you survival gear, newer, stuff like that. This doesn't really do that. This one is more educational, which makes it one of my favorite boxes. I like to learn how to do new stuff. They send you pretty much everything you need to learn how to survive on your own out in the wilderness. It's not so much like an urban survival kind of thing, but there are some aspects that can cross over. So if you're into learning new skills and getting some pretty cool stuff, this is definitely a box I would recommend. Like I said, it's bi-monthly and it's only $50 every 2 months, so pretty affordable, much more affordable than most of the other boxes out there. And also he has different things. If you just want to do the survival skills, the thing that comes every month that you learn the survival skills, that is an option. You can do just that. He has edible plants, subscriptions, and as well as a school that teaches online survival. You can link up through there as well. Like I said, it's a really cool little program he's got going on. They do things like not many people do anymore, and they still work. So that's kind of the kind of path he's going down with that. And he's been doing it for a long time, and he's very knowledgeable. So I do suggest this box without a doubt. All right, so let's get into the December 2021 box. This is I did peek. This is a kind of Viking box, kind of. These items came from, I'm probably going to butcher this, but the Mastermirror chest it was a Viking, basically like toolbox that they found a long time ago, and these were some of the tools that were found in it, and Apocabox has replicated a couple of them for us. So first off, we'll start off with the Mastermirror forest knife. Every Viking woodworker needed a good knife. Illustration number 40. We've used the illustration of the knife remnant found in the Mastermirror chest to recreate the new version of the knife just for you. This is an exclusive build for Apocabox members only. Whether you're using the Mastermirror forest knife to woodwork around camp or for daily chores to and fro, the custom bone kydex sheath will keep it safely by your side. We've custom stamped each knife with my new Creek logo. The way he signs his name is pretty cool. He has he's kind of turned it into a logo. When he signs it like this, CR, and then 3 vertical lines for 1 E and K. This was on the box. This is a Christmas card from his family. So this is the knife. This is the kydex sheath he was talking about. This is the knife. It's rough, which, I mean, it's a Viking knife. It's a working knife. If I'm gonna take a knife out to camp and beat the crap out of it and use it for what it's intended to use for. I don't want a pretty knife. I want something that if I beat up and it gets some dings and dents in it, I'm not freaking out because I spent $600 on a bushcraft knife. So I will probably do some kind of handle on here just for ergonomic reasons. And it does need to be touched up on the blade a little bit, but it is quote-unquote bushcraft sharp. Here is the logo he was talking about. There's this new logo stamped in all these. It feels pretty sturdy, feels pretty solid. It's hardened, and it fits very snugly into this Kydex sheath. I mean, this thing is not coming out. This is the kind of stuff you get in this box from him. Stuff like this. Apocabox exclusive things, handmade things, which I really like. And then along with that, you get this, which is the lanyard to make a neck knife or, tie to the bag, whatever you want to do for the sheath, as well as step-by-step instructions on the handle making, things like that. So this knife will go into probably my one of my bushcraft bags. I got a couple of them. We'll go over them one day maybe. This will definitely go in there. It will get used. Like I said, the fact that it is it's tight. The fact that it is a rough knife. It's not, a Damascus steel or, anything like that. A $400 bushcraft knife. This will get used. This will get beaten, batoned, stuff like that. So I'll run it through its paces for sure. I'll keep you updated on how this works out. Next, we've got the Mastermirror hand-forged camp trivet. This hand-forged trivet is exactly like the ones used by the Vikings. Scoop hot coals underneath the brew tea, bake bread, warm sandwiches, toast bread, cook stews, or even grill steaks. It's the perfect camp kitchen accessory for cooking low and slow. So, the first impression on this thing, it baffled me. It almost looks like a medieval slingshot. But it comes in a burlap sack. And this is it. This thing is a chunk. It is solid steel. It is all there. Once kind of, started handling it, realized, it didn't take very long to figure out how to use it. I mean, you could use it as a pot stand, like I said, steaks, sandwiches, bacon rack, whatever. Scoop the coals. If you have a big kettle, big stew pot, put this down in the fire, fits right on top of it. Like I said, low and slow. I'm going to take this out soon just because I want to see how user-friendly it is. Like I said, this is a very solid piece of steel. It will, I can imagine it will retain some heat for sure. But yeah, I'll keep you guys updated on that. I'll shoot a video showing that, because that'll be interesting for sure. Next up is the Scandinavian Kooksa. So Kooksa is the small wooden bowl that the Vikings used, cups, bowls, stuff like that. A Scandinavian carved wooden cup made from the burl of a birch tree. Enclosed in your Apocabox is a mini version for scooping flour, coffee, or using as a soup spoon. This is a perfect addition to any bushcraft kitchen set. So it is very much a mini version. Some of these, they're the size of mixing. I've seen them, that big. This is if it's handcrafted, it was very well handcrafted. It is it's been finished, smooth, sealed. It'll be a good little coffee scoop, campfire coffee kind of thing. Flour, if you get that far into your camp cooking where you're making bread and stuff out there, this would be a good little scoop. It'll come in handy. It'll go in it'll go in probably my big bushcraft bag, because it has more of the long-term camping cook gear in it. So just a little wooden spoon. Next is the Ultimate Survival Tips Tiny First Aid Guide. Most people have seen these, something like this anyway. It is a survival guide that folds up and goes in your pockets. This cool little guide, written by my friends over at ultimatesurvivaltips.com. Inside you'll find 51 illustrations, 110 life-saving first aid skills, 167 expert emergency tips, 24 bonus online training resources, 10 deadly mistakes you must avoid, 5 mental tips to conquer crisis, 19 essential tactics first responders use, 4 pillars of readiness, keep the tiny first aid guide on you at all times, study before a medical emergency, pull out in a quick reference when you are suddenly caught in an unexpected emergency or disaster situation. It's like a life insurance policy in your pocket. That's a lot of things to fit into something this small, but they do it. This unfolds like so, and it is chocked full. I'm not even going to be able to get all of this into one shot. It is chocked full on both sides with all kinds of information, largely first aid related, which honestly I think in a survival situation is probably the most important information to have. It's kind of hard to effectively assess the situation or survive, quote unquote survive, if you are injured and you cannot administer first aid to yourself or anyone else. And then it talks about the online bonus courses. There's inside of the tab here, there is QR codes to scan that'll take you to their courses, say 50% off for a limited time. And then it has another card with the same thing on there. Scan this one for a user's guide, take you in there, show you kind of what you're looking at there. And then they do have a store, obviously. They have a DIY section to build your own survival kit. tinysurvival.com. Check that out. It's pretty cool. You can kind of custom make it how you want to do it. And then they have I guess it's a knife that they deal with, or they're partnered with, the MSK1 knife. So at MSK1.com kind of shows you a rundown of the knife. It says 20 item survival kit inside the handle. So I guess this is kind of like a modern day Rambo knife, with the old school Rambo knives with the survival kit in the handle. And then you get a small Fresnel lens. Nothing fancy, not the highest quality. Creek actually does promote the use of these, but he has a legit glass one that you can get on his website. And he actually has some videos showing you how to properly use the lens to start a fire. Next, we got the Apocabox Hacky Sack, custom printed Hacky Sack, just kind of one of those things. In most survival situations, it's a deck of cards, but he's going to give you a Hacky Sack. Did get a deck of cards in one of the pass boxes. I'll probably go back and touch on the pass boxes It's some of the other stuff that I've gotten from the Apocabox website, but for now we'll stay on this one. Just a little hacky sack, just something to do around the campfire. Next, we've got the Imperial Schrade rescue knife. Not long ago, I witnessed a car explode into flames on the side of the expressway. It made me think about important tools everyone should have at the ready inside of their vehicle, just in case. A rescue knife like this one is always a good idea. Popular amongst first responders, this scalloped edge rescue knife is a perfect tool for cutting through thick seat belts, airbags, and clothing. The rounded tip helps to prevent injuries while cutting. So this thing is wild looking. Never seen anything like this. Let's open it up and take a look at it. Always remember to cut your buddy, not your body. Cut away. I don't always do that. And I've got the scars to prove it. All right. So, there she is. This thing is... it's pretty wild looking. Scallop blade. I mean, I've never used anything like this, so I can't attest to the scalloped blade for, as I said, cutting through seat belts, airbags, and clothing. It does have the rounded tip, which is useful. If you imagine getting that behind a seat belt or clothing, you won't puncture into the person or yourself. Yeah, I'll have to. This will probably stay in my vehicle. This really isn't an EDC knife, obviously. It's got a pretty sound to it. It locks in. It's definitely a rigid blade, that's for sure. I've never seen one of these. Don't know anybody that has one. If you've used one, let me know in the comments below. Let me know how the scallop blade works. That's something that, like I said, I've never, much less used before. I've never seen it, much less used one before. So, yeah, comment below if you have any experience with anything like this. All right. Next, we have a soapstone marker. Some of you out there may already know what this is. They're pretty handy. This is what we got. So, soapstone is a metamorphic rock composed largely of magnesium-rich mineral talc. First peoples used soapstone in a variety of ways, including carving, figurines, and amulets, making fat-burning lamps, and more. Few know that soapstone makes a fantastic all-condition survival marking tool, whether marking on wood for cutting and carving or writing survival messages on stone or windshields. Soapstone is a water and heat resistant. It will mark on almost anything. And here's the best soapstone secret of all. Soapstone makes the perfect lubricant for bow drill bearing block divots. Apply some to your next bearing block for nearly frictionless drill. I have a welding background, so I'm very familiar with soapstone. Soapstone's pretty standard. Quality-wise, I do like this one with the different detents for when you start wearing it down. The aluminum casing will not rust on you, or it'll hold up for long enough for you to use this whole soapstone. These are very easy to use. Pop it out. What we usually do is hit it with the old grinder blade or something to knock the edge off and put a point on it for a little more precision marking. Like I said, like it says on here, you can use it on almost anything. I've written on wood, glass, obviously metal, and it is the refills are very cheap. So this is not something you have to use sparingly because it's going to be expensive to replace a soapstone on the inside, and it's very easy to find. I mean, they sell it at Lowe's, Home Depot, any welding shop, Tractor Supply, stuff like that. It's very easy to replace, very easy to find, very cheap to replace. It's a pretty solid all the way around marking utensil, if you will. I have a few of these already, so this one will probably stay. I'll probably put this one in one of my bags. Like I said, I've got probably 4 or 5 of these throughout different welding bags in my truck, in my toolbox, stuff like that. But you know, this one will probably stay. I'll probably put this in a go bag or something like that. All right, and that's everything for the standard, what comes in like the monthly box. Each month you do get a Creek Stewart pocket field guide. There's a dozen of them. Each one does something different. You see, this one is a survival snow shelter. I've got ones for deadfall traps, bow drill kits, all kinds of stuff that I've gotten in previous boxes. They're pretty handy, you know. I'm in Texas, so other than last year, you know, which we had the insane, this past winter, we had the insane ice and snowstorm that shut down the entire state because we don't know how to act when we get snow. I'm hoping I never have to build one of those. But if I do, I've got the pocket field guide to do it. And then this is what I referenced earlier in as far as your survival skill of the month. They come on the back of the cards. It's got a breakdown of kind of what everything is. This is a black walnut husk dye kit. And this is what he says. I've been infatuated with natural dyes for many years. I'm excited to partner with BoonSlickLeather.com to bring you one-of-a-kind nature walnut dye project kit. Included in your kit is all the materials and instructions you need to dye your new flour sack towel, using nothing but water and natural black walnut husks. The enclosed flour sack towel has hundreds of survival uses: bandana, camp rag, pod holder, and more. Walnut dye is not only a great natural fabric dye, but it can be used to treat and preserve wood and an emergency writing ink. Share photos of your dyed flour sack towel on social media and tag #Apocabox. So you get, as I said, all of the things you need. Black walnut husk, your flour sack towel. I'm not going to open it up all the way because I'll never get it back to that shape. And the instructions on how to dye the flour sack. That is something I am going to try, and if I don't screw it up too bad, I will. I'll post a video of me doing this. If it's just god awful, I probably won't post it. I might anyway. I don't know. If you can't laugh at ourselves. And this is in reference to the classes I was talking about that he teaches. It's on Outdoor Core, outdoorcore.com. So this one is for leatherworking. Learn leatherworking skills that last a lifetime. 25% off special discount for Apocabox subscribers. Offer applies only to the 2 courses listed below. How to make a leather knife sheath and how to make a leather Altoid tin belt pouch. I've been out on this website. There are tons of courses and videos to take that may come in handy for you one day, and if anything else, it's just a cool little hobby to have, something to know how to do, conversation piece or something. They're relatively inexpensive. I mean, they're not free by any means, but they are pretty cheap, and they always have deals and specials going on. So check that out for sure. Like I said, if nothing else, it's just kind of cool to know how to do some of the stuff, and some of it is very, very useful. Very, you could, especially if you're into any kind of bushcrafting or camping or anything like that. Some of the skills are definitely useful in those kind of environments. But yeah, check out Apocabox.com. Like I said, if you like the different kind of stuff like this, not so much just straight survival gear or tactical gear, stuff that actually you can put into real life use, skills to learn. If you enjoy learning new things, I mean, this is an awesome way to get into it. Like I said, it's bi-monthly. It's $50 every 2 months plus the $10 shipping. It might be $10.95 shipping or something like that, but it's a flat rate shipping. It's a really cool way to get into it. And whenever you first sign up, you do get a welcome box. The welcome box ships almost immediately, and it doesn't follow any. It doesn't follow that month's theme. It's a true welcome box specifically for you. Mine came with all kinds of cool stuff. I got like a Mora knife and bow drill kit, stuff like that. Like I said, I may jump back and kind of touch on my previous boxes if I can still find the inserts and stuff for them. I've never been disappointed with anything from this box. I've always learned something. Now, is all of it applicable to real life? Probably not. But it is, it is cool, like I said, cool to know certain little things like that. You can buy previous boxes. So if you're watching this in February and you sign up, you get your welcome box, you could possibly go back and buy this one as long as they're not sold out, if you like this box. And you can also go in and buy individual pieces from boxes that they have, like extras. They didn't ship all of them out. I bought a flint knife. Saw that on the website. Really enjoyed it. Really thought it was cool. Watched a couple videos on guys make it. Thought it was really cool, so I went out and bought it and made mine. I'll stick a photo of that in here at the end. Carve the handle how you want to. Each knife is different because it is a truly hand-knapped piece of flint. No two are the same. Mine didn't turn out great, but it didn't turn out horrific either. So it's something I'll show you guys at the end of the video. I'll throw it in there. But yeah, like I said, if you were trying to get into kind of the bushcrafting thing, this is definitely a great way to start. Get some basic gear in, and then really learn some techniques that will actually help you out in the field. Please like, subscribe. Excuse me. Please subscribe, like, comment, share, all that good stuff. Get us going in the algorithm. This is a brand new channel. I'm not real sure where I'm going to go with this channel other than the unboxings. I do have a lot of things going on around the house. Bushcraft stuff, backpacking stuff, stuff like that. Things I like to do. I may include some of that stuff in here. We'll just see how it goes for a while. But yeah, thanks for watching, and see you next time.